So with that being said, we're going to go to story number 6. Oshrat Carmiel, we're going to go to you with this piece. This is actually coming out of your newsletter. It's posted on Beehive. And your newsletter is called Highest and Best. Anybody wants to check it out, we're going to have it in the show notes. We're also going to have it posted on the video. So if you're listening in audio, check out the video, but also go to the show notes. Let me just spell it out to you just in case. Highest, HIGHEST hyphen, and AND hyphen, best, BEST, like highest and best, beehive.com. BEEHIIV. BEEHIIV.com. So, Oshrat has her own newsletter. I'd encourage you to check it out, subscribe to it, and follow her on Twitter, or I should say X. So here we go with the headline, and then the first couple graphs, Oshrat, and then I want you to try to provide some comment. Headline: Miami's new Sky-High Splurge subhead, a $50 million penthouse with a 1,000-foot view. Here we go. First couple graphs. What's the value of a 1,000-foot view atop Miami's tallest condo tower in 2027? $50 million, perhaps. That's the price tag that developer Property Markets Group has just affixed to the top level of its yet unbuilt condo project, the Waldorf Astoria residence in Miami. The palatial 13,119 square foot apartment on a single story will include 6 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms, a wine room, library, a pool, a whole lot of entertaining and sitting rooms, in quotes. And the story goes on to say, oh yes, and the apartment's encased in floor-to-ceiling glass skin, the better to catch urban and water views from what's being built as Miami's first super tall condo tower at 1,049 feet. Oshrat, who the hell's going to buy it? What is the maintenance fee? Because you typically pay price per square foot per month based on your square footage. We're talking 13,119. We got some places going north of $2 a foot every single month. That's not tax deductible. And third of all, are they actually going to build it? What's the youth?
Oh, it's being built. I mean, the foundation is being laid. It's being built.
Okay.
There's financing. It's going.
All right.
And there's deposits on 90% of the units. So I think at this point, if you have 4 years before this is done, you got 90% of the units. Why not 50 million? Let's see where it goes. I mean, that, so at this point, really, it really is one of those nothing to lose. Let's see where it goes. That said, I looked at some data. There have been quite a big jump of units that are priced 20 million and above. I think, again, 2021, that banner year with almost 300 of them.
Yep.
So when do you say when? Is it this one or is it the next one? But I mean, really, I think if you sold 90%, reach for the sky, quite literally, right?
No, in your piece, it goes on to say $3,800 per square foot is what the price would work at if the the developer's able to achieve full ask. I can remember in the early 2000s, Jade on Brickell Bay is what it's called. When that thing went up, it broke the $500 square foot mark, and everybody said, "Oh my God, that's a lot." And then the last go around, you had the Faena house, which is breaking $3,000 a foot. Now this one in downtown Miami, it's not on the water. It's located on Biscayne Boulevard. You got homeless guys sleeping around there. You got people stumbling, asking for change. They want $3,800 a square foot. What does the developer say to that price? Is that a good value, or are they charging a premium simply because of how palatial and spectacular this place is said to be?
And I haven't seen the other comps, but some of the other towers that are also going to be done in 2027 that are also kind of targeting that certain audience. I think according to the developer that's kind of in line with some of those units as well that are already selling. That this isn't really even that far out of line, somewhere in the threes. Have to go check the comps on that, but that's the rationale that was presented.
And one other point coming out of your piece, which I find very interesting. It says, and there's a quote, it says, the buyer profile in the Waldorf Astoria is different. It's not historic 80, 90% South American. It's now 50% North American. It makes it broader market and more sustainable, which is what you want to see for a true world-class city. Oshrat, does that work if we go into recession? Having 50% North American investors?
Yeah, I mean, I guess then you got the other 50%. I got my New York hat on, so this is a new market to me, but I can tell you, sort of having been in New York for the luxury run up, I think after the recession in 2009, actually even during, like in 2010, you had people looking for something to invest in, that seemed safe. And so I think New York real estate felt tangible. Um, and so you had a lot of that global demand that was coming into New York, and it felt endless, and it was going on for about a good 2 or 3 years. Um, and then that demand was satisfied. So, it feels like a lot of that's happening here now too. Where you're looking for some kind of hard asset, you're looking for a market that seems like it's kind of on the upswing. So I imagine there's room to run. Yeah, I mean, but as you say, so you got a 50-50 market. So maybe if there's a recession here, perhaps someone in Europe is good. But I don't know. Like, we'll see.
That's interesting. And the other point I would sort of point out is property taxes are 2%, generally speaking, of value. Let's say this thing trades at $50 million. You're looking at a tax bill of about $1 million a year. Mr.
Wow.
Fakler, you were
Mhm.
talking about buying condos for 35 G's in the 1980s. Whoever buys this condo is looking at $1 million a year in property taxes. What say you, Mr. Fakler? This going to happen, or is this pie in the sky, top of the market bubble talk?
I think it's top of the market bubble talk. However, I wouldn't put it past Miami. I mean, Jean mentioned it earlier in earlier segments that this is a completely unique area for residential real estate.
And John, final question. Waldorf Astoria, does that have clout in South Florida?
Well, I mean, yeah, Waldorf Astoria is a global brand. The thing I always worry about is, if all these branded buildings, what happens when in 20 years when it doesn't have that brand anymore, or maybe the brand disappears, or maybe the contract for the brand runs out, or the building hasn't been maintained up to the brand standards, and you lose the brand cachet. What happens then?
Fantastic piece, Oshrat, and that's in your newsletter. Let me just remind everybody, highestinvest.beehive.com. We're going to put a link in the story notes. We'll also have it showing on the video.